I am working on a color study, and I am studying this painting by Nerdrum called Myndin by the Pond, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm copying it from a reproduction from this book that I have that's on Nerdrum, Kitsch More Than Art. I really like that book. They have a lot of really nice reproduction of his paintings and some other people's paintings as well, along with a lot of really good articles and papers. So I'll put a link in the description below if anyone's interested in looking at it. Also, a cool thing about this painting in particular is that you can actually see Nerdrum working on this painting. On his YouTube channel, he has this video about two sisters, and there's a really short part in it where you see the original painting and him working on it. So I'll also put a link for that if anyone's interested in looking at that. Okay, so this right now is a color study and not a master copy. And so I've done a lot of master copies in the past. I really like doing them. I think you can really learn a lot from them. The difference between them is that master copies, I usually try and do the same size as the original piece. And then I try and make everything as accurate as possible with following the technique of the artist, the value structure, color structure, drawing structure, everything like that, trying to get it as exact as possible. And the color study then is obviously it's just working with the color. So the size of the canvas that I'm using right now is the same size as the reproduction in the book, not the original. And so I'm not trying to follow technique or anything like that. It's really, and I've only done a few color studies in the past. I really like doing them though. I kind of don't know exactly, like I don't have a technique of like how I officially build it up or anything like that. But I do have some guidelines. Like I'll start in the darks and work out value-wise into the lights. And then once I feel satisfied with that, I'll start in the lights and work my way out to the darks and just kind of go back and forth that way. Also, I find with color studies that if I stand painting up by the canvas for a long time, I don't know if it's like your eye just gets lazy and you're not seeing anything, or your eye's not as fresh. But if I look away, stand back, and then look at the piece compared to the thing that I'm studying it from, I really can see where I'm lacking in color. So I'm really finding that it's really best to keep stepping back and trying to get a fresh eye to keep adjusting your colors that way. And so for this color study, I worked 2 days on it. So now that you can see the blue tape around it, before I had it attached with just tape on the back, but by the second day it was really falling off, so I had to put the kind of offensive blue tape, which is a bit distracting as far as color studies go too, because it is kind of a strong color, but that's all I had. And so the first day I was working on it, I was really doing more so alla prima stuff and really using brush strokes to apply the paints. I was kind of in the second day seeing that I wasn't getting the right colors that I wanted, and I was looking at the reproduction of the book, and it really looks like Nerdrum probably spent quite a few days on this painting, and so probably did a lot of glazing, scumbling, scraping, whatever he does to get his technique for this painting. And so I found that for the second day I was putting just little bits of paint on my brush and kind of tapping it around, not to match his technique, but to try and match the color. So I was still being able to see the color under that, but tapping bits of paint on top of it kind of made this scumbly so you could see the stuff underneath and the stuff on top, and that was getting better, a better color result I was finding. And also, if you do want to watch the video where you can see Nerdrum painting on this, you see his palette, and he has quite a few colors on his palette. I'm still using a limited color palette, which is white, black, yellow ochre, and cadmium red light. And I really was struggling to, he has in the original paintings a lot of purples on the bottom and the bottom corners. I really couldn't get it as purpley as he has it. And I'm sure we're using different colors as well, but it's not about getting the exact palette of the artist, but I'm really just trying to have the 4 colors that I'm using and learn how far you can stretch those colors to do things that maybe you didn't think you could do with them. And so this color study was really fun to do, trying to figure out how on Nerdrum got all those colors, all those browns and really subtle greens, which I really prefer for landscape. I think a lot of landscape painters, there can be a tendency to go to those really, really bright blues and greens, and everything's so saturated, but I really do like the look and feel of something more subtle like this painting.